This was a couple dollars.
Just go.
This was a couple dollars. So this is going in the ZR1?
Yeah, LSR 427, F310 Frankenstein heads, titanium intake valve, Inconel exhaust valve, R-cam, Johnson link bar lifters, half-inch head studs, fire ring. Really no expense spared at all. I mean, this is, don't get any better than this, to be honest with you. That's what when I was talking about in other videos of building a badass motor, this is it right here. This is the little brother motor of what's coming in something else that's coming up soon, and we'll say what it is. But and these two are in competition with each other.
But aren't they like friends?
Yeah, they're friends.
So getting this thing all wrapped up?
Yeah, it's just about done. Bleed the brakes, just charge the AC, nice and cold. Give it a drive, go over everything, double check all the suspension bolts after we drive it. Got a 6-inch lift, it had a 4-inch lift before. It was rubbing up front when you turned. They had already cut the fenders out a little bit, and we were gonna have to cut like a couple inches off of them to make it work, and it would have looked awful, just not a good way to do it. So we decided to add 2 more inches to it, which wasn't just putting like 2-inch blocks. It already had, I assume maybe like stock leaf springs with 4-inch blocks. Got rid of all of that. It has new front and rear leaf springs, no blocks, all new shocks, dual Fox shocks in the front, singles in the back, dual steering dampeners. This thing should ride 10 times better. The old stuff was like so stiff, so worn out. You could compress and pull the shock back out pretty easily. It should be a lot nicer even though it sits up higher. Getting the wheels back on now, that's a freaking process in itself. These things are like 150, 160 pounds. You gotta like, the easiest way I found is basically get the lift like perfectly lined up and just wobble it in there. Once it's on, lift it up, tighten them down. I'll pull the fronts back off. We got a new set of calipers for the front. I think one of the calipers was hanging up.
Nice.
So before we bleed them, we'll swap those on.
Oh, you want to show me the finishing touches on
the
brake stuff too?
We got the stainless brake lines done on this thing. And they look amazing. Front to back, everything's all stainless now. There's no brass fittings or anything, which is how most of the stuff's done, but this just gives it that extra touch. Finished the AC lines. I think you said something about it. It looked like they were loose before. They were just literally just sitting there for mock-up. That I just had it on a vacuum for a while and then charged it, tested it out, and it's perfect. It's ready for summer cruising, really.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Where does he live? South Carolina, North Carolina?
South Carolina, I think? I'm not positive.
So if you're
Either way, down South Carolina.
in the Carolinas, take a look out for this thing.
Yeah, it's hard to miss.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, it turned out
Big
really
shiny
good.
wheels. Sounds good. Got dual 3-inch. It's gonna be a lot of fun to cruise around in. A 6-speed behind it and 4-wheel drive is like definitely different. And
oh yeah.
Just all the little odds and ends, man. It's got the vintage air. The thing's supercharged, so that's cool. Makes like a real 500 horsepower, not like a, your 572 big block that makes 600 foot-pounds of torque, but you put on a dyno and it makes 400. And it made that power through these 35s or whatever they are. Like, that's pretty wild. We said if we had a set of 8-lug wheels that we could put on here, I wish I still had my old truck because that was 8-lug. We could have put them on there just to see,
Yeah.
Probably pick up 50 or 100 horsepower,
easily,
I bet.
Easily.
Like I said, those things are 160 pounds themselves, so it should be a beast. We got rid of that ugly master cylinder too.
Yeah, I see
got that replaced.
It looks so much better.
Really
That was bothering me.
up.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out that video, go check it out. Do you want to dive into this a little? You want to talk about what's been done, what we're doing, the plans?
Yep. So this is your average good build that we would do for someone. LSR 427, pretty big cam, really good heads on it. Typical 2-inch header, 3-inch collector, non-ported blower. It's 2650, but it's still a street car you can drive everywhere. It's like, stock rockers on it still. The cam can only get so aggressive with a stock rocker on it. These heads are like, they were challenging to say the least to put on this thing. I think that we were the first ones to ever put a F-Series head on a ZR1. And if anyone knows anything about a C6 ZR1, any aftermarket casting head's really challenging, but this is a little different. They have a really big valve cover. It's like a big block Chevy, really, F-Series heads as in Frankenstein F310 heads. It's a 10-degree head. A lot of people run the M311 heads that they sell, and that's a really good head for the money. But this is kind of next level stuff. Titanium intake, Inconel exhaust valves. I mean, just really good stuff. Proper stuff, I should say. The valve covers were a whole nother ball game doing this thing. I mean, it was challenging. If you look at the power steering side, we had to notch the valve cover for it. The alternator side, we also had to notch that valve cover, but that alternator sits way up there. We're gonna make it look cleaner than what it is now. We're gonna powder coat it black, knock the ear off the one side and go from there. We just wanted to see on the dyno wasn't gonna have problems. You know, he kind of gave me the rings to do whatever on it. You know, he just said, I want to have a nice street car. I don't want it to be a race car. You know, I want to drive it places. It does not have any really cooling on it, so that's going to be a problem. If you're trying to max out what you got, you know, Icebox. We're going to change some stuff on it. We're just dynoing it now, and we're going to change some stuff around. We're going to put a big header on it, 2 1/8 header, 3.5 inch collectors. We're going to port the blower. We call them port the blower. But with that being said, your typical 2650 should not need to get ported because highly likely it won't pick up in power. The reason why that is because the blower will become inefficient putting boost into the motor at high boost numbers. This motor is different than your typical stock bottom end LS9 or even a 388 small cam low compression deal. This motor will probably make 700 on motor. So I think it's going to pick up from a port. We're going to find out.
To my knowledge, Greg hasn't done ported 2650s.
I don't think so. Not on a Kong version. I don't think so. On the Magnuson deal that we have in the race car, he ported that for us, picked up 100 wheel almost. So, and 2 pounds of boost. So 2 pounds of boost on 100 wheel, it's like 50 wheel per pound. That's a really efficient motor. And this motor, honestly, is not far off from that thing. There are some differences for sure, but very similar heads. They have the LS7 version head. This is the LS3 version. This is still a hydraulic roller deal. But like I said, we're gonna port the blower, bigger headers, Icebox. That's it, and come back to the drawing board, and do it again. But I'm thinking probably high 1100s, maybe 1200 on this right now. So
that'd be impressive for no cooling mods.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. We do have meth on it, fully 85 N meth. 1200 horsepower on one of these cars is fast. I mean, it's just insane. So
I've been in 1,900, and they beat most stuff on the road.
Yes.
So
yes, we'll dig into it and see what it makes.
Hell yeah, let's do it. Cold start. This thing is aggressive.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hole number 1 and stopped at a 44 4500. That was 18.5 pounds boost. So making more right there than I thought it would. It's gonna run good.
And that torque for a freaking hub dyno, that's impressive.
I expected to go over 1,000 for the torque for sure, and that doesn't happen on this dyno typically.
No. For reference, that's like 12 on the dyno
Yeah,
jet.
literally. It's like 200 off compared to the dyno jet. So
people don't understand that. Even no matter what the way you load it, it doesn't matter.
people, say that the hub dynos read high and all that good jazz. So
And it's what all the big horsepower guys use. I mean, there's a reason that.
There's a reason why I have this dyno. For starters, we do some race car stuff that a lot of shops don't do in this kind of street car game. And something that makes 15 to 16 or 1800 horsepower, it does not go in the dyno jet. I had a bad experience one time with a tire popping at an 1800 horsepower car. Never again.
Yeah.
I actually ordered the big boy of this dyno and it's coming soon. So this dyno will handle up for the upwards of 3,000, but we need north of that on some stuff that we do. But
that's a little hint of what's to come. People.
Yeah, literally. This dyno is like the best thing I've ever bought. So, I mean, this is a great dyno for a street car. Awesome trans tuning, everything about it. It's going to be for sale here probably in April if anyone wants it. So,
Hell yeah.
and no lead time, you know. So
Yeah.
it's a 6-month lead time right now. So I
Yeah,
ordered it right before Christmas, and we're probably going to get it in April or May. I don't know. That's what they say at first, but probably June realistically.
I was gonna say it's coming out of Australia, isn't it?
Yeah. So whenever we get the other one, this one's for sale. I don't know when it's going to get here, but
Put your deposit in now, people.
yeah, literally. So
That's awesome.
yeah, making our pool. I was just making sure everything was good there, and go from there. I still don't have any timing in it, so
Sick.
go creep up on it slowly.
Yeah, let's do it. Also, it's just steam. It's nothing to worry about. Normal. Damn it, Bob. It's all good. Pretty good? What was that to? Like 55 or so?
5350.
Okay.
1010 torque, pretty freaking good.
Hell yeah. I'm assuming he's got a good tire for this thing.
Not yet.
I was gonna
Well,
say, I see R888s over there.
he's
but-
gonna get some Ford lines for it.
Alright, hell yeah.
We're gonna try to get this thing together. Well, it's together now, but like with the new stuff I was telling you about, the headers and Ford blower before Texas 2K.
Oh shit.
We're gonna go down there and try to play with some people. So
Hell yeah. Oh, you guys gonna do a 15-inch conversion or something?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say you kind of have to.
yeah,
At this level.
yeah.
It's a shame to get rid of the carbon brakes, but
This thing's gonna be a roll racing freaking machine, dude.
oh
Like,
my god.
it's a little rich right there, but take some fuel out of it. Still ain't no timing in it.
I just want people to know the line on the screen. You said it was a different car on there, so people aren't confused.
I'm comparing apples to apples on something right now, so yeah. I seen you pointing at the catch can over there, like
It's that steam.
it's steam. It's not, you know, like when you build a motor to make 1500 horsepower, not that this is, but it's what the motor will easily handle. You got the rings loose and all kinds of stuff, and it's like a race car motor, honestly. But it's going to be nice and drivable on the street too, so it's just good stuff, you know, the kind of rings and stuff you usually play into a factor. It's also it's on 1R ethanol, so that's like 95% ethanol, and you get a lot of steam out of the catch can when you run something on like X98 or 1R or something along them lines. So
I know people on the internet like to. What's that?
it's not hurt, nothing's going on, it's just
Perfectly normal.
completely. Every race car I've ever done does it way worse than that, trust me. So,
Yeah.
but they're pushing 50 pounds of boost, we're pushing 18. So the more boost you put in it, the more aggressive it's going to get to. There's no oil at all in it, so
You can tell it evaporates like right away.
yeah.
Yeah, so this line is a different car we're trying to compare it to. So as you can tell, we got a lot more low end. Okay. $11.95. Hell yeah,
Pretty happy with that.
dude. That's badass.
It's fueled up too. You know, it's I think that was like 11.3, 11.2. Motors with more compression do like more fuel in them, so I don't know how much leaner I'll go. I'm not going to go much leaner, but it still has room left on the table. I think it's going to make 1200.
Yeah, and then after port, after ice tank, throw some ice in there, get it cooler, bigger header. I think it's gonna make 13.
Yeah, that's the goal. Honestly, that's what we're really hoping for with the big header. I think the big header is really going to help it. We've done testing with big headers before on a similar combo, and it really helped it. A motor's just an air pump, so the more restriction it has, the less power it's going to make. You know, and the header's restriction right now.
And this is still stock exhaust too, right? Like stock
Stock mufflers.
Yeah. Not-
It's
you don't-
building right at 20 pounds too. So
Okay. I was gonna say, I know a lot of people say like around 1200 stock mufflers are kind of like at their limits on these. What are your thoughts on that whole thing?
100% agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, even well-known people in this industry always think like more boost is better. That is not the case. We were trying to drop boost in this situation.
Yeah.
We don't want boost.
Less restriction.
You know, so the more you drop boost, and then if you pick up another pound or two, per pound of boost, it creates way more power. Instead of 15 wheel, it creates 50. You know, a lot of people don't understand how it really works, but yeah, you don't want that much boost in these things. From what we've seen, 22, 24 pounds, anything over that, you're actually going backwards, really. Guys with like stock LS9 bottom ends and put 2650s on their car with a stage 1 cam from someone, it's not doing nothing, honestly, because you're building 30 pounds of boost, and it's inefficient, and it creates a lot of heat, and it's just not good for it. If this thing had an icebox, man, it'd probably make another 30 wheel. If we drop the mufflers, probably make another 30 wheel.
Not solid roller, not I guess.
No, it's stock rocker deal, Johnson link bar lifters, and they're not even the short travel link bar lifters. They're just regular, you know, it's regular good stuff. That's all it is. And it really is not rocket science to make this power. But when you get to, we were talking about this off camera earlier, when you get to like 1150, 1200, it's really hard to make more than that until you start really digging in your pocket. And to make another 100 wheel will cost you 10 grand or whatever it might cost you. I called Tom the other day and I said, I think it's going to make 1200. And I said, I would love to do that. And I'm like, I want to make 1300. So he's cool like that, you know. And he let me build a motor that we can make 1300 with, and it's just capable of doing it.
Oh.
So we have something later coming today. I think you're going to be
dropped off soon,
getting
right?
dropped off. I'm not saying who it is. We'll let everyone guess who it is.
This is the other setup. Last video you were talking about that is a similar build, but maybe a little bit more extreme.
Yeah, this is like the extreme build.
Okay.
This is there's nothing better that gets better than what's going in that car. And really the only differences are camshaft, solid roller with a good rocker on it. And that's really it, to be honest. It's apples to apples.
Yeah.
So we'll find out like how much more solid rollers are worth over hydraulic roller. I think it's going to be worth some in high RPM, and that's where these things lack.
Hell yeah. 1200.
1200 is pretty good. It's like 19 and a half pounds, 20 roughly.
Okay.
So it's still fat. I could probably take a little bit of fuel out of it and pick up even more. It's starting to get a little warm.
Okay.
So with the intake air temps, but
It's not bad considering.
no, it's consistent and it's making great torque. I can't believe the torque this thing's making. Honestly, it's impressive.
So yeah, we are going to put that exhaust muffler to the test. We're going to take off the muffler, see what we pick up. They're great, but I think at this power level, we might pick up a little. So we'll see. By the way, temperature is 66 degrees. So it's not some 20-degree cold ass day. Yeah, that's pretty damn killer. Good torque too.
Yeah.
Like we said, basically, kind of.
I really think it needs a ported blower. Just looking at the vacuum snout, the snout vacuum, I should say. I log all that stuff, and just by telling, like it definitely wants more air. It peaked right at like 20 at one point, but It's like consistently 19 pounds.
Okay.
We're at 7,000, so I think a ported blower is going to pick it up top. I think it needs it. Time will tell, but I think this is a combination that actually needs a ported blower. I think the header is restricted at the collector. I think it needs a 3.5 inch collector instead of a 3 inch. I mean, this thing's going to move out for a street car.
Oh my God, yeah.
A lot of people make this on nitrous.
Yeah.
The goal was 1,200. I know I said in the last video like the dyno record or whatever, but like I gotta remind myself that this is still a hydraulic roller stock rocker deal. That's not a race car, you know. I know he'll be more than happy at this. So
Yeah, 1224 SAE, like that's the other thing too.
honestly, the torque impresses me more because like this dyno does not read torque at all well, and I can just feel it in the car with the way it lifts up when I get on it. It's going to be a rocket ship.
I was gonna say, even the 5th gen with the 2650, what did that do? Like 13 and then like 1,000 torque?
I think it made 900 torque or something.
So to give you a comparison,
But it's eating a lot of fuel. Just the, you know, it's got ID 1700s in it, and it's got meth on it. 2 nozzles. It's the alky nozzles, 115, 110 nozzle, and we're at 70% duty cycle at 80 pounds of fuel pressure. So just to play it into a factor, how much fuel this thing eats. He's talking about going to Texas, so you know, with the other stuff done, I'm like, man, I don't know if we can get it done, but I think we can with as long as we can get parts in our hands. It should run really good. I'm not riding passenger when he takes it out, I can tell you that. Especially with those tires on it.
no. God, no. This thing could give me like 80-mile rolls.
Yeah, yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
I've been in these things at 1,200 before, and they're fast.
Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll see this in Texas.
Yep.
The engine building room, fabricating room. I don't think I ever showed you guys in here, so. Yeah, I just walked back into like the machining area, fabbing room. What are you getting?
We're getting a plasma CNC.
Sick.
We're gonna make all of our own ice boxes for these cars. C6 ZR1, like turnkey, ready to go. ZL1 LT4s. 3rd gen CTSVs, and we're gonna make it nice. I'm not saying there's not other nice companies out there, but with the big lead times right now with other companies, just I would do stuff a little bit different. Main reason is just always trying to better a product.
Probably do a little bit more custom fit too.
Well, that's gonna be the main thing. Like definitely custom fit. We're gonna give people the option to order a ice box with our crimp line done, ready to go. We got these billet fuel line brackets or water line brackets we put on cars. It's gonna all be a kit ready to go. Or you can get like the regular push lock line. There's gonna be several ways you can do it.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah.